Hey guys, it's Huntin for Games. Having spent most of my time playing, testing out different classes, trade routes, general exploration, I find myself having not actually made much progress into the game. But one of my original goals was to figure out how boat crafting worked in Black Desert Online and make my way out into the open seas. All the more important because you can't swim more than like 10 feet without experiencing a horrific death by drowning. So how does it work? It turns out it's actually nothing like what I thought. You can't actually craft any of this stuff on your own. You just get your handy dandy workers to do it, which is good and bad. I kind of miss seeing my character like building his boat with his bare hands. Just Raft. I'm going to give a quick rundown of how property rentals affect this process because it's basically the whole thing. Each city has different available properties to rent via invested contribution points with different benefits offered from each one. At first, I thought they were all kind of the same: storage, personal living, processing, that first four that you see in the houses in the first city. But the more advanced housing plots offer unique functions, such as like a refinery, or in the case of our boat, a shipyard. It's kind of funny that for the first time in MMO, it's like, oh no, you're not like a master crafter. You have access to master crafting locations because you're super rich, because you're a crazy adventurer. You're killing things all over the place. But you yourself, why would you be good at like everything? No, get your workers to do that. These houses aren't everywhere. The first shipyard I saw was in Heidel, the like second or third city you come to, and not every shipyard can craft all the available boats. The one in Heidel can only craft the ferry or the raft. I feel like every MMO, it's like, well, he's the best warrior on the planet. He also makes a damn good stew. Rank 100 cooking. These shipyards and other advanced housing plots aren't immediately rentable like other locations. They have prerequisites in terms of other property rental. Luckily, they make it super easy. Say for the shipyard, we need 3 other property rentals. I forget what they are. You'll see it in the video. As prerequisites to this one. When you find and click on the shipyard, it'll list the prerequisites right there and even let you just invest your contribution points right from the menu. You can click the invest all contribution points and rent everything required if you have enough, or just go one by one and kind of like make progress as you get more contribution points, because they are more expensive the higher tier housing properties they get. Did I say that even remotely correctly? The higher tier housing properties require more contribution points. At that point, you can access all the craftable items in the shipyard. In this case, just the raft or the ferry, and it'll show you the requirements for each in terms of other resources. The raft requires considerably less, so I figured I'd start there just to see how the process works. I get my dirty goblin. I set him on the task for one of the ingredients of the boat. In this case, 25 logs for this crappy raft. It looks like it's made of 5 logs. I don't get the big deal, but whatever. Build a boat. These logs or any resource have to be placed in the city's warehouse storage, and then they're accessible by your workers. At this point, it behaves like any other worker assigned activity. His stamina will wear down, and you'll need to tell him to repeat the task to finish all the logs. I think at first he just does one. He's like, was that good enough? I'm like, does it look like it's a boat yet? It's not a boat. Keep going. Once you've had your workers complete each of the required ingredients, in the raft's case, 25 logs and I think 3 black stone powders, which by the way can take forever. Simpler crafting processes or more complex ones should pretty much all work the same, but I figured a raft would be the most exciting one to talk about instead of like talking about making a tough fishing rod, which you should have access to do if you get the shipyard. One of the prerequisites can make that stiff. Neat. For better or worse, these aquacraft all have a life expectancy, and eventually it'll wear out and be destroyed. There's no repairing process for these boats. They don't need to buy or craft a new one, so you better get used to this process. And if you really want a specific boat, you probably start building your next one as soon as you finish your first, because you're probably going to wear it out pretty soon. My goblin has like 10% chance to make you the worst raft ever. Short and quick one today, but I hope it was helpful. All craftable mounts should work the same way. Boats using shipyards and mounts like wagons using a different kind of production facility. Let me know in the comments what you think of the system and whether or not you also think that this raft is a piece of dirt shit. It sucks. It's the worst. I was so excited. I was like, freedom! The world is my oyster. Get out in the ocean. Open waters. We're going to islands. And then like an hour later, she's like, still making my way to the island. We're going. Sorry, it takes a while. But we're free. We're on the open ocean. First island's coming up. And I'm like, oh my god. I know it's a raft. I know it's the crappiest little thing you can craft. And it literally is just like allows you to get in the water. But It's so bad. Like the video if you stopped on an island and then turned around, your boat had disappeared and you had to force recall yourself to a safe location, because that's fun. And subscribe for more videos. I've got plenty of coming each week, and I hope to see you guys back. So thanks for watching. Just so you know, for better or worse, these aquacraft, that is like spit all over everything. Could you see that on the screen?